Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be working with the 3D crosses dies, and I got these off of HSN. They are so beautiful. You see all of the samples from off of the information sheet. Here is what the dies look like. You get so many in here, and they all have shadow layers, which is really awesome. So let's get this opened up so that we can start working with these. This is Anna Griffin's second set of cross dies that she's done. I have not yet taken the plunge and bought the first set. So I definitely wanted to grab these ones when I saw them come out because I wanted to use them for all of my Easter cards this year. I didn't want to do the traditional, I didn't want to do the Easter bunny. I don't know if he's traditional, and eggs this year. So I wanted to do more of these crosses. So this is going to be each one what they look like cut out, and you can see that they're all different, and they come in a large all the way down to a small, and then with a little starburst accent also. So here's what they look up like close up. They have amazing detailing in there, and I just love them. And also, I want to just tell you that when I tried to emboss them, which was this one, it cracked. So be very, very careful if you're embossing with like a metallic cardstock, because it will crack a little bit. And so I had to recut out some of them. But they're really, really nice. They have amazing detailing and they look great. So this is what they look like, all of them cut out. And we're going to be making a easel card today. So we're going to be using the Ornate easel frame die and some of our basket cardstock. Piece from the basket cardstock that I chose is the purple one with the foil on it. And we're going to take that frame die and cut it out. And this is what that looks like. And then we're going to take some pearlescent cardstock in a light I guess I call it lavender color, and we're going to cut this one out, and we're going to get two pieces from this one, and then we're going to cut out this patterned paper or cardstock, and we're going to cut that out twice also. And then we're going to use the Baroque frame dies, and I'm going to take the main frame die from out of this set, and I'm going to cut it out of a metallic and out of a dark purple cardstock. And that's what you're going to get. So these are all of the pieces that we are going to be using here. And so once you have all of those cut out, we can then move on to adhering or putting our project together. So assembling this is pretty easy. You just fold down on the top score line, that's in the middle there, and then you fold back on that tab fold that's on there. And once you have that, you're just going to want to use your bone folder to secure those or to crease those down a little bit more. Add some double-sided adhesive or glue to your project, and I'm using red liner tape because I feel like it's super sticky, and because this is foil, I thought that it would be a little bit better to use that. And so once you have all your adhesive on or your red liner tape pulled off like me, you're going to just want to find that pearlescent cardstock piece, that one of them that we cut out, and you're going to want to align it over the top of the base and just make sure that it's centered and adhere it down. Then you take one of your die cuts out of the patterned cardstock, prop it up with some foam pads, and then place it on there also centered in the middle of your die cut. So now that we have that adhered down, let's go ahead and make sure it's gonna look right and then open it up and add in our other layers. So we're going to start with that shadow layer, and we're going to use our glue. I'm going to be using the Barely Art Precision Craft Glue to glue that down and just center it on the bottom base. Now, I thought that this piece would, you know, adhere and be like a shadow layer, but it doesn't actually align very well on this bottom piece. So you kind of just have to go with it and just let it be what it's going to be, because it doesn't actually sit very well on there. So you don't get all of the edges and stuff like that. So just know that if you're going to do this, and then use your glue and put down your main die cut down on the top of that one. And I decided to use glue because I didn't want the bulk on the bottom part of this, because it's going to have the easel part, I mean the part that makes the easel stand up, and so that was going to make it bulky already. So just, you know, flat layering down everything on this portion, and then that gives you some symmetry, so the top and the bottom part look identical, and that looks really, really good. So just lay that down and center it up on there, and we're good. So now we have our Baroque frame die pieces, and we're gonna cut the gold one in half. Now, I don't know why, but every piece of metallic cardstock that I have that I've been cutting out lately has been falling apart. And so the bottom tip of this fell off and I had to glue it back on. And even when I was doing some other projects, oh, I remember the floral bouquet, the leaves were falling apart. And so I'm not sure exactly what's going on, if it's me or if it's the dies, or if it's me, if it's the dye, if it's the paper. But I wasn't even using Anna Griffin metallic for those floral pop-ups, and they were falling apart. And so I'm gonna say it may be the dyes, but all of my die cuts have been, you know, falling apart. So let me know if you guys have been having that problem too, because it's kind of annoying. And I had to glue that back on. But here we are making an offset for this, and I'm just it's gonna be a very thin offset, so you're barely gonna see that gold outline on there. And then you're gonna want to take that, once you're finished, and add some foam pads on there to prop it up, and then place it in the center. Now, if you want to, you can take a sanding block and sand on that piece to get that detailing to show a little bit more. And then you're going to want to take your starburst, which has the background layer attached and some foam pads, and I'm placing it on the back of the cross, the big cross that you can see has a little bit of cracking in it. But I'm going to cover that up, so I think it'll be okay. I'm going to be covering it up with one of the smaller crosses. So I have the smallest cross that I also used with a shadow layer and layered it up. I just glued it down, and I'm going to just glue it to the center of that other cross, because there's already a lot of dimension, so some things are going to be flat, and this is going to be flat because it already stands out because it has a shadow layer on in the background up there. And the next thing that we're going to do is basically use some flowers around our cross to decorate it and make it a little bit more elaborate. And so these purple flowers are really, really pretty, and I think that they do a great job of going around the cross. And so I'm just putting some glue down in the back and then placing the flowers down around the cross, and then checking to make sure that it looks good on the frame. And then I'm going to add some more. And then, but every time I'm going to just add a little bit more glue and then check and make sure that it looks good, and just do that whole process with all 4 of the flowers. Now we just want to add some dimensional adhesive or foam pads onto the back of this embellishment that we just made so that we can place it on the center. As I'm looking at this, I'm like, maybe I should have sanded the inside of that Baroque frame. I might go back and take that off and then do that. But this is gonna make some super stunning faith cards or Easter cards or whatever you decide that you want them to be. And that will work all year round, like for all kinds of occasions, even, you know, for baptisms or whatever. And then I'm just taking a purple bow and placing it on the cross in between, in the middle, and that looks great. Oh my gosh, I love this card. I haven't really made any easel cards, really, just a couple, so this is like wowing me. And now we just want to do the inside. So I took the medallion from off of the 3D Baroque dies and I cut it out, and we're just going to place that one in the center here, and it's going to be a frame for our sentiment. And the sentiment that I chose says faith on it, and it has a purple border, and I really like it, and I thought it fit nicely with the card and goes really great in the center and props up our easel card. And that finishes off everything. This card is gorgeous and I just absolutely love it. Yes, my cross is crooked. I will fix it. There are probably a lot of crooked things. It's just how the way of the world works, but I'll fix them all, trust me. But this looks so good, so I recommend that you guys try it out if you bought the cross dies. Don't forget to share this video with a crafty friend. I would love for you to share. And if you haven't already, like, comment, and subscribe and become a part of our little growing community here of Anna Griffin crafters. Maybe we won't always be Anna Griffin, but you know, for right now it's Anna Griffin. And so I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.